Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike, and today I'm going to explain to you why it might not all be rosy next Monday and Tuesday next week when the Ethereum ETF goes live. There are some issues and some problems that I have with Ethereum and the ETFs, which are probably not getting enough of the headlines as they should. Everybody is expecting the Ethereum ETF to go live and number to go up, including ourselves. We're expecting it to break $4,000 before heading towards $5,000. But there are some grey clouds on the horizon, and in this video what I'm going to do is sit down and take you through some of the reasons we might not see $4,000 next week, and we may actually see a market-wide retracement. Now, this isn't the normal kind of video I make on this channel. We normally review projects and meme coins and RWA projects, but I want to put my thoughts out there so you can see the information that I have got. However, with all that being said, please make sure to like and subscribe to Crypto Warehouse and help us grow the channel. Your support now more than ever is important to us as we try and get towards 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. First of all, let's remind ourselves of what happened with Bitcoin over the last 4 months. Remember that Grayscale was the reason potentially why Bitcoin never broke $80,000. MicroStrategy was adding, BlackRock was adding, Grayscale was selling and selling and selling. And here is a chart of what happened from the middle of January up to the beginning of March. If you look on the right hand side, you will see Grayscale with its fee there of 1.5%. You can see every single day was an outflow for almost 2 months. And why was this? Because the Grayscale fee was 1.5%, and if you look across to things like BlackRock, which was 0.12%, Fidelity and Bitwise and ARK were charging 0 to 0.21% as well. So what happened was Grayscale, the customers of Grayscale, they were buying their Bitcoin at a discount. And because of that, when the Bitcoin ETF went live, they suddenly had 20 or 30% more within their portfolio than they had prior to that. So that was one of the reasons it was a profit take. The second reason was to switch from Grayscale to another one of the ETFs that was charging even less. So that's where we are with Bitcoin. We expected the fanfare, we expected a gold paved road to $100,000, and Grayscale came along and destroyed our hopes and dreams. The question is, are they going to do it again? And that's the purpose of this video. Let us start then. Yesterday evening, James Seifert. Everyone, here are the details for the Ethereum ETFs we expect to launch next week. We are only missing details for ProShares ETF. 7 of the 10 funds have fee waivers. Now, as you can see on here, Grayscale at the bottom, the ETH has 2.5% starting fee, post waiver fee 2.5%. Compare that to Franklin, VanEck, Bitwise, 21 shares, Fidelity, iShares, and the Grayscale Ethereum Mini Trust, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and the Invesco Galaxy. They are all 0 to 0.25%. So, are we going to have deja vu? Are we going to see the same impact on Ethereum that we saw on Bitcoin? Let's go and have a look at some information about what Grayscale is holding, and then I will give you my conclusion. The first thing to realize is their premium and discount for the Ethereum Trust with Grayscale. Back in July 2023, it was at nearly a 50% discount. What does that mean? For every $100 you bought of this trust, you were receiving back $150, $160 worth of Ethereum. That's nice if you can make it. Even as late as May 2024, we were still under 20% in terms of a discount. Every $100 worth of Ethereum trust you were buying, you were receiving around about $120 worth of Ethereum. June 2024, we are now trading at 0 or as close to 0 as possible. What do we think this means? This means in my opinion, anybody that bought this product before June 2024 is sitting on an immediate 20 to 50% gain when this product goes live. The next question to ask yourself is, what percentage of Ethereum is held in Grayscale Ethereum Trust? Well, it's very simple to answer. 3 million Ethereum are locked up in Grayscale. Ethereum has a total circulating supply of around about 120 million, so we're talking about 2.5% of the total circulating supply locked up in Grayscale that's going to be released. Now, the question is it going to have such a dramatic sell-off as to cause the price to come down? And if it does, where is the price likely to come? Now, I am not going to sugarcoat this. The blue line on the screen is the day of the Ethereum go live. As you can see, we are within touching distance of it. We are currently sitting on top of the bull market support band for Ethereum at $3,400. So where are we going to go? I believe the Ethereum held with Grayscale is going to be sold off. I believe potentially 1 million to 2 million of the 3 million that they hold is going to be sold. If that is the case, that is going to cause $3 to $4 billion of downward sell pressure on Ethereum. Can the likes of BlackRock and Fidelity sustain that amount of sales pressure? That's the question. So I have some lines on here which I think are key prices for Ethereum. If I think it goes the way I think it can go, we will break down either towards $2,900 or $2,600. That's the price I expect Ethereum to go to on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week if there is huge sell pressure on Grayscale from Grayscale, which I believe there will be. What does that mean for you? It means holding money on the side. Holding money on the side. This is short-term noise. This is not going to suppress the price of Ethereum forever and a day. Remember, Ethereum doesn't have miner pressure. Ethereum is slightly deflationary. It is proof of stake. It doesn't have some of the hangovers that we've seen with Bitcoin. It didn't have the halving. It hasn't got the miners capitulating. It simply has proof of stake. So although I expect these wicks down to 2,600, 2,900, I hope that I am wrong. And if I am, I would expect us first to breach $4,200, before reaching my price target of $5,000. But I do expect chop. And if we do see that chop, I expect it to last until the middle of October. I think we will be looking at 2 solid months of chop. I've extended it to 2.5 months just to take into account in laggards. Why is the 12th of October important to me? Because 6 months after the halving, the miners exhaust the sell pressure that they have got with their Bitcoin, and Bitcoin should start to rise up from potentially $70,000 to $75,000 and finish the year anywhere between $85,000 and $95,000. Ethereum will follow suit. So I expect short-term chop. This could be anything from this kind of action to this kind of action. And then potentially we start to move up towards the end of the year. Now, this is a video I've made to show you the worst case scenario. I hope if you watch this back in 2 months' time, I am wholly wrong and we're at $6,000. That is what I want. I am simply presenting a case based on Grayscale holding 3 million Ethereum, potentially having 10 times as high fees as everybody else. Now, the other thing I was going to mention, and I've said, is the Ethereum mini trust. I hold some Grayscale Ethereum trust. Mine is being converted to the mini trust. So if small investors are having theirs converted to the mini trust, then we may not see as massive a downward movement as I am predicting. Maybe we find support at 3,000, 2,900, and maybe we move up a lot quicker than I'm expecting. But I'm looking at worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is 2,600, 2,900 before getting towards the middle of October and moving back up towards 4,000. That is worst case scenario. And believe me, if we're at $5,000 or $4,500 towards the end of the next week, I would be more than delighted. So there we have it. That's the information we've got to hand. What do you think about the price of Ethereum following the ETF go live? Are we likely to see a retracement down towards the level I have mentioned? Or are we going to moon and break $4,000, then $5,000, then $6,000? I want to know your opinions in the comments below. It's important for us to get your feedback as well on whether you like this type of content or whether you would prefer us to just make review videos on projects that we find across the blockchain. So Ethereum could go down, it could go up. I sound like a weatherman, I appreciate that. However, it's important to also understand nothing goes down or up forever. If we do get a retracement in Ethereum and the Ethereum ETF is responsible for that, don't expect it to last until the end of the year. Look back at what happened to the Bitcoin ETF. We had the huge Grayscale sell-off that brought the price down, and it sold and sold and sold for a few months. Ethereum is a different kettle of fish. And as for the reasons mentioned, we have not had a discount or a premium on Ethereum for the last 6 months. So that can be removed. It's solely down to what Grayscale are charging. And as we've said, they have their mini ETF as well, which people will switch to. So given that, I would expect us to see a 4 to 8 week period of this decline if we see one. That takes us towards the end of September, towards the beginning of October, which, as we have said to you before on the channel, primarily 6 months after the halving is when you will see the miners start to exhaust their supplies of Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin will ramp up. So whatever we've said in this video, by the end of this year, we do expect to see a $5,000 to $6,000 Ethereum, as well as potentially an $80,000 to $85,000 Bitcoin. All is not lost. This is short-term chop. And we made this video so you can decide whether to hold some cash in reserves to buy that possibly sub $3,000 Ethereum. And if it doesn't, you can dollar cost average in with it as it starts to appreciate in value. Anyway, enough of me. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to Crypto Warehouse. Help us grow the channel. And you have been great. I have been Mike. Until the next video, goodbye.